Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and get started with tonight's first official Advisors Roundtable for the 2025-2026 service year. So to start off, my name is Jonathan. I'm super excited to be here with you guys tonight. I'm going to be the one primarily leading the session and basically giving you guys a quick run through of some important tips and tricks from our perspective for club advisors as you guys get started with this new year. To start us off, I'd like to go ahead and introduce my amazing board that I have the pleasure of working with this year. So, to quickly introduce myself, like I mentioned before, my name is Jonathan. I'm currently a senior at Harvard University studying molecular and cellular biology. I currently serve as the CKI International President, which has been one of the greatest honors of my lifetime. I'm currently about 85 days into my term, and it's been an amazing term so far. And I'm really excited to see what else I'm able to accomplish alongside all of you guys in your clubs and in your districts. Prior to becoming international president this year, I served as an international trustee for the 24-25 service year. And before that, I actually served as a club president where I chartered the first ever e-club in CKI. And then I also served as a district chair and as an international chair. So before becoming international president, thankfully, through all of these experiences, I was able to gain a really in-depth view of CKI on the club, district, and international level. And this year, I have the honor of working alongside all of these amazing individuals that are here on your screen. So first, I'm incredibly honored to be joined by my Vice President, Neha, from the Ohio District. And then for our international trustees, we have Trustee Emily from Illinois Eastern Iowa, Trustee Damari from the Caribbean District, Trustee Theodore from the Caribbean District, Trustee Kelly from the Western Canada District, and then Trustee Elizabeth from the Ohio District. Together with our team, we're all trained and ready to go to work with you guys to have an amazing year in service. To start us off, I'd like to go ahead and just give some general announcements on the current state of CKI as well as some important upcoming dates for this service year. To start out, in case you guys haven't already heard, our former membership management system, which many of you guys likely knew as the Membership Update Center or the MUC, has now officially been discontinued. In replacement of that, we've just finished rolling out Kiwanis Engage, which is our brand new online management system that replaced Kiwanis Connect and the Membership Update Center. It went live this past July and is still in its early phases, so there may be occasional bugs, but we're super excited to roll this out as the main new way for you guys to manage your membership, to manage your districts, as well as manage all of your clubs. This new system can be used by club officers, district officers, and obviously all of you guys as club advisors to report on your different club activities as well as any changes in membership. It is also going to be where members go to check their information as well as access resources like the Global Leadership Certificate. Please note, with this new system in place, there is a 24-hour wait window in order for you guys to load your invoices. As you guys may have experienced in the past, with the Membership Update Center, you could immediately generate an invoice that would process almost instantly. However, with this new system, unfortunately, there is a 24-hour window where you have to wait for that invoice to load. So please keep that in mind for this year as you guys are beginning to register your members, beginning to process dues, and other things like that. To help with this new launch, Kiwanis Engage has also prepared a variety of different resources to help members and leaders alike learn about the new site's capabilities. Since it is a new platform, there are a few places where there may be a bit of a learning curve. So these resources are really, really great videos and tips and tricks for you guys to help navigate that new system. A lot of these are taking form in like 30-second to 1 minute videos just to show you specific functionalities, such as going in and adding an officer, going in and paying dues, going in and reviewing your roster, going in and accessing member benefits, and other things like that. So I've included the link here, and at the very end, we can go ahead and send these links in the chat box as well in order to help you guys with that. Then, in terms of some upcoming CKI dates, this is just a general overview of some things that are coming up in these next few months. First, most importantly, is UNICEF's Brick by Brick Trick or Treat Month. So, I'm going to talk about this a little bit later, but this month is going to be Trick or Treat for UNICEF, where we're going to be encouraging all of you guys on the club and district level to help us fundraise for our annual Brick by Brick initiative. Then, October 6th to 10th is our Kiwanis Youth Protection Week. Then October 13th through 18th, one of the biggest weeks of the entire year, is going to be CKI week. Once again, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later on as well. Then on October 22nd, we're going to have our CKI monthly membership social. Um, on November 1st is going to be our early dues deadline. On November 19th is going to be our CKI Global Membership Rally. Then December 1st is the regular dues deadline. Finally, our Governors and Administrators Training Conference, or GATSE, will be taking place April 9th through 11th. So, very, very far out, but still good to get on everyone's calendars in case that's something that applies to you. And then finally, we're closing off our year in service from July 1st to 3rd at our CKI International Convention in Dallas, Texas. So, to talk a little bit more about some of those events that I included on the calendar, first, October is going to be Trick or Treat for UNICEF. So, during the month of October, CKI participates in its annual Trick or Treat for UNICEF initiative alongside UNICEF USA in order to fundraise money towards various humanitarian efforts around the world. This year marks a major milestone, and it's going to serve as our 75th annual anniversary for Trick or Treat for UNICEF. Over these past 75 years, we've been able to raise nearly 200 million US dollars for this initiative, which shows the power of our entire Kiwanis family. So, with that, we're asking for your support to help us celebrate this amazing 75th year by continuing our fundraising efforts and continuing our strong partnership with UNICEF. On that note, some of you guys may be wondering, where does all this money go towards? Where is this money that we're fundraising actually go to? With that, CKI and UNICEF have been partnering for the past few years for our annual Brick by Brick initiative. CKI's Brick by Brick initiative is specifically helping to change lives for families in the African nation of Cote d'Ivoire. In partnership with UNICEF USA, we're raising money for a project that is able to transform plastic waste into classrooms for about 1.6 million children in Cote d'Ivoire who are currently without public school education or without education access. Through this project, you guys can be proud of our efforts together with UNICEF in order to contribute to a cleaner planet, alleviate poverty for families around the world, as well as provide safe spaces for children to learn and play. Over these past few years, we've made really, really strong strides in building and in raising enough money to build multiple schools through Brick by Brick, and we're really, really excited to be continuing this initiative this year. It's a really impactful project, and we also have a bunch of resources on our YouTube channel as well as our Circle K website that outlines a little bit more about the impact that our project has already been able to make. Once again, it's really innovative. Like it says here, they're basically turning a lot of the plastic waste that people are generating, turning them into actual bricks, and then using those bricks to then build schools, as well as equipping those schools with the resources necessary to provide that education to children all around the country of Cote d'Ivoire. Next, like I mentioned before, October 13th through 18th is our annual CKI week. From October 13th through 18th, this is an amazing time for our members and leaders alike to shine a light on all of the work that we do within CKI. This is a great opportunity for us to highlight some of our service initiatives, some of our work that we're doing on our campuses and in our communities. And through this, you guys are able to help us highlight the impact that we're making as an organization, especially in our three tenets of service, leadership, and fellowship. As you guys can see here on the right, we do have specific themes for each of the days, such as choose CKI for Monday, CKI around the world for Tuesday, lead with love for Wednesday, find your family for Thursday, random acts of kindness for Friday, and then finally, do something day for Saturday. If you check our online website, we include a more in-depth breakdown of what each of these days mean, but from our perspective, we typically encourage all of our clubs and districts to try to do very consistent social media programming for each of these days. For example, for the past 2 years, I've been able to kind of post a reflection for each of those days to highlight what each of those themes mean to me, as well as my district and our entire organization when it comes to topics like Choose CKI, as well as our sense of community. Finally, the last thing that we want to highlight on this note is that if you guys are creating any types of graphics, please go ahead and tag at Circle K International, as well as use the hashtag ChooseCKI in order to get featured on our Instagram. From there, our international board, as well as our official CKI Instagram, will be engaging with those posts and reposting some of the amazing things that you guys are able to highlight in connection with CKI Week. And then finally, like I mentioned before, please check out our CKI website. We have a lot of good infographics that you guys are able to use, as well as some social media templates or PowerPoints that you guys are able to use for your promotion as well. Then I'd like to go ahead and promote our October membership social. So this year, as a brand new initiative, my team and I have decided to start hosting monthly socials to kind of help build that sense of community within CKI. This year, one of my biggest goals when running for international president was to kind of bridge that gap between international and our clubs and districts. Even though obviously international is here, we're proud to be here. We want to make sure that we're not just existing in the background, but that we're being really intentional and helping to build that sense of community with all of our club members, club leaders, as well as district leaders. As a result, we're proud to be offering membership socials every single month, both led by our international board as well as our membership committee. And for the month of October, we're going to be doing a really fun escape room themed event. Basically, my board has chosen for me to go missing for some reason. I actually don't know the details, but main idea is that I'm going to go missing, and then together our CKI members and leaders must work together to navigate different puzzles, challenges, and solve trivia to hopefully save me. This is a free to attend event for all of our CKI members, and it's happening on October 22nd at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I've included the registration link here, but we'll also make sure that that's included in the post-event recap email that goes out. But we highly encourage you guys, as well as any of your members and leaders, to join. And this year, we're actually inviting all of our advisors and district administrators to join as well. So feel free to come and join in on the fun and continue to help us build that sense of community within CKI. Now, the main topic for tonight, for tonight's advisor roundtable, is kind of just doing a general review of CKI membership. So, to start us off, I'd like to first start by celebrating our success. Last week alone, 6 new CKI clubs were officially chartered. And as of yesterday, September 29th, we're now up to a total of 35 new charters for this year. So, please give yourselves a major round of applause for that. 35 new charters is the highest number that we've seen since 2017, which is absolutely amazing development for our organization. In case you guys didn't know, we have faced challenges with our membership for the past few years, but for this year, with us getting that many new charters, we're actually going to be closing off the 24-25 service year with membership growth for the first time in many years. And like I said, we're hitting a record-breaking number of new club charters, which is definitely all thanks to the work that you guys, as well as your club and district leaders, have been putting in. So, on behalf of our entire international board, thank you, thank you, thank you for all of the hard work that you guys have put in for that. We know that chartering doesn't come easy. As someone that had to charter their club back in freshman year, I know that the process is pretty extensive and can be pretty daunting at times. But we're incredibly proud of the progress that we've been able to make so far. And like I said, none of that would have been possible if it wasn't for you guys' hard work. So thank you, and please help us continue to promote CKI in your clubs as well as in your districts. On that note, 35 new clubs is not the ending. That's just us getting started. And please stay tuned because we're even more excited to see all of the amazing things that we're going to be able to accomplish in this brand new 25-26 administrative year. And like I said, thank you for helping us make all of this possible. On that note, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about what membership looks like this year. For the 2025-26 service year, we have moved, as of this past icon, to a two-tiered system for CKI. As many of you guys know, as a 501c4 nonprofit organization, our membership dues is what enables CKI to be able to lead and serve in communities around the world. These dues also help to provide support for the numerous benefits that CKI offers, whether that includes maintaining our network, creating different leadership opportunities, offering scholarships, and other things like that as well. The international dues for the 25-26 administrative year, which runs between October 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2026, are as outlined below. We have 2 tiers which are separated based on countries, and they're individualized per capita income for where those clubs are located. For any clubs that are within tier 1, which is mostly the US and Canada, dues are currently set at a rate of $36 per member. Then for clubs in tier 2, those dues are set at $12 USD per member. And for more information on where your district or where your club may fall, and that information is included on our CKI website under the dues page. Then, as an annual incentive for early dues, we're continuing our annual early dues initiative, where any club that pays their dues by November 1st will receive an early dues banner patch in the mail, as well as be recognized at Icon 2026. This year at Icon 2025, we were able to recognize a lot of clubs that were able to accomplish this, and we're super excited to hopefully recognize a lot more of you in this coming year. Kiwanis Engage will be opening for people to start registering dues and members beginning on October 1st. So after that point, we highly encourage you guys to start processing those dues early just to help us get our numbers up and going for this year. As a further incentive, any club that registers by the early dues deadline will be entered for a chance to win a pizza party sponsored by CKI. So help your club earn a banner patch, get recognized at Icon, and get the chance to potentially win a pizza party, all by paying your dues by November 1st. Then, as a reminder, our definition of good standing is that for any community college or for any college with less than 5,000 students, you must have at least 10 dues paying member on your roster in order to be considered in good standing. Then, for our large clubs or any 4-year college or university with more than 5,000 students, you must have at least 15 dues paying members on your roster. Any questions that you may have about registering members, accessing the MUs, accessing Kiwanis Engage, or anything like that can be forwarded to memberservices@kiwanis.org. They can also help you with processing your membership roster, processing your invoice, and any other questions that you may have along the way. On that note about dues, obviously one of the biggest questions that we always get in CCAI is what are these dues going towards? So in the previous slide, I talked a little bit about some of those member benefits, but on tonight's call, I wanted to do an in-depth overview of what these actual benefits are. That way, you guys as the club advisors are equipped to have those conversations with your leaders, as well as any potential members that you're bringing in for students. So we're going to do this in two different parts. We're going to start off by breaking down some of the individual member benefits that we currently offer. Then we're going to go on to break down some of our district level member benefits and international member benefits that CKI offers. To start, on the individual level, we're proud to include four different membership benefits, which we've briefly outlined here, but it's definitely not inclusive of everything that we offer. First is the Global Leadership Certificate. Then is the CKI Alumni Network. Then is the Kiwanis Children's Fund Scholarship. Finally, we have leadership opportunities on the club, district, and international levels. And like I said, that's just the very beginning. We have many more opportunities that we're proud to offer, which you can check out more on our current CKI website. To start, I wanted to do a brief overview of the Global Leadership Certificate. So, I guess by a quick show of hands, how many of you guys have ever heard of the Global Leadership Certificate or promoted it with your clubs? I see Lisa, I see Linda, I see Joan, I see a few people. Okay, great. I'm glad that many of you guys already know about it. But for those of you guys that may not have already heard about it before, the Global Leadership Certificate is a really great program that CKI as well as Key Club currently offers its club leaders. Basically, this is an online certificate program that includes over 40 different courses to help all of our students and members develop their leadership skills. This can include things like communication, building inclusion, how to build empathy, and how to incorporate resilience into their journey of leadership. Obviously, in CCAI, with leadership being one of our main tenets, we really emphasize the Global Leadership Certificate as one of the primary ways that we're able to help our leaders hone in on those specific skills. In order to access the GLC, you just have to have your club members sign into Kiwanis Engage, and then from this side, they should see a button where under the Education tab where it says "Click here to access the Global Leadership course." And from there, they'll be able to launch the program, and they can watch those courses anytime that they want. Benefits of completing the GLC include being able to showcase your soft skills to employers. So, basically, showing some of those leadership skills that you've been able to develop within CKI, as well as allowing students to learn new ways to approach different situations that they can encounter, whether it be in their leadership roles within CKI or within their future careers as they grow up. So, definitely highlight the GLC as an amazing resource for people to use as they continue to promote their leadership. Lastly, another amazing benefit of the Global Leadership Certificate is any member that completes the Global Leadership Certificate ahead of Icon will have their name displayed during the end of Icon at the ceremony. So it's a really great way to be recognized on the international level as well. And then finally, a lot of people have also started incorporating the Global Leadership Certificate on their LinkedIn page under their like accomplishments or under their under their CCAI listing if they include it under their experiences. So it's definitely another really great way for people to highlight the work and leadership development that they've been able to undergo within CKI. Then is the CKI Alumni Network. So, before I talk about the CKI Alumni Network, just by a show of hands, how many of you guys on the call tonight are alumni of either Key Club or CKI or any branch of the Kiwanis family? I'll give it a few seconds. Yeah, so I see a bunch of thumbs up. I see a bunch of raised hands. First and foremost, thank you, thank you, thank you for returning to the Kiwanis family. Whether you got your start in Key Club and CKI or any other branch of the Kiwanis family, we're incredibly grateful that you've not only stayed a part of the family, but have now committed yourselves to helping us develop our next generation of leaders. On that note, in case you guys haven't heard of it before, I'm super excited to talk a little bit more about the CKI Alumni Network. Basically, as the name suggests, the CKI Alumni Network is an online platform that allows CKI members that are currently in the organization to connect with both former Key Club and CKI alumni. This is a really great opportunity for people to kind of build connections with each other, as well as get connected with really, really exciting opportunities. Sometimes there may be job opportunities that are posted there. Other times there may be different alumni meetup events that are coordinated as well. For example, about 3 weeks ago, I had the opportunity to attend a Key Club alumni event hosted right here at Harvard's campus, which was actually really fun. And I had the opportunity to meet some of the previous Key Club International presidents, as well as kind of talk a little bit more about the work that we're doing in CKI. So definitely, if you were an alumni, please go ahead and register for the Alumni Network. I've included the QR code here, and I'm sure someone can go ahead, either Neha or Josh can go ahead and drop the link in the chat box below as well. But please, please, please join. This is a great way for you guys to connect with members and also stay in the loop about different alumni opportunities that we may be doing in CKI. Other benefits of the alumni network from a student's perspective is that CKI members have the opportunity to potentially connect with alumni to get professional advice as well as get networking opportunities. Additionally, it helps to promote that idea that CKI helps provide professional opportunities for growth. And then finally, it helps us to continue to build that sense of community amongst our alumni to grow our organization and show how far it spans. And then let's see, I see a question in the chat from Kyle. How do we add our district alumni events to the network? I'm not 100% sure about that. Josh, are you able to speak on that by chance? Or Sam? If not, I know. So we have a few people that work in the alumni team. I'm pretty sure we can find their contact information and leave it in the chat box for you guys. They're a really great resource, and I'm sure that they can help you guys with navigating how you guys can potentially promote any alumni events you guys may be hosting as well.
I was just going to say, Jonathan, yeah, we can connect you with Kyle. We can connect you with Teresa, but as a member, you should be able to go onto the events page on that network and add events. But if that's not working for some reason, I'll follow up with Teresa one way or the other.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so continuing on. Other membership benefits that we're super excited to offer in CCAI include scholarships. So I was actually one of the Kiwanis Children's Fund scholarship recipients back in my freshman year, back in my sophomore year. So I understand firsthand how impactful these scholarships can be. But in CCAI, we're super excited to offer multiple different scholarships every single year. First is the Kiwanis Children's Fund scholarship. So these are two scholarships that are awarded in the amounts of at least $2,460 USD. Then we have the John E. Mayfield Circle K Scholarship, which is one scholarship awarded in the amount of at least $1,400 USD. Then we have the Circle K International Past President Scholarship, which is one scholarship awarded in the amount of at least $1,000 USD. And then finally, starting last year, the first time we rolled it out was for Icon 25, and we're excited to continue it this year. But we're proud to offer our International Convention Scholarship, which fully covers the cost of Icon registration. Last year's International Board, which I was a part of as an international trustee, actually started this membership initiative since we saw that registration fee as being potentially a burden for some members in our organization for attending Icon. So we're super excited to offer that Icon scholarship as a way of not only encouraging some new members to attend Icon, but also help to lessen the financial burden that it could potentially pose at times. And then finally, the last thing that we always like to emphasize is that CCAI is a really, really great opportunity and place for people to undergo personal development. Whether this is through learning a variety of different skills to talk about during job or school interviews, or developing other softer skills like communication, teamwork, or leadership. All of these skills are really, really useful for all of our student leaders as they grow within CKI as well as for their future careers as well. As someone that's gone through that entire process of Key Club and now CKI, and working my way up from being a member to now being international president, I can speak from my direct firsthand experience about that impact that leadership development can have on your journey. So please continue to emphasize this and also please continue to facilitate this within your individual clubs and districts as well. Now, with that recap of our individual membership benefits out of the way, I wanted to go and move on to talk about some of the club and district level initiatives or benefits that CCAI currently offers. For clubs and districts, the main things that we offer include the Tomorrow Fund, networking and fellowship opportunities, and then recognition and award opportunities. Then, on the international level, some of our benefits include international committees, international partnerships, as well as our international convention and our CCAI branding as well. So to start, the Tomorrow Fund is an amazing opportunity that both clubs and districts alike can apply to. And basically, you can apply to get anywhere between 200 US dollars to 2,000 US dollars for a single service project that you guys may be leading. And we typically offer two application cycles for this, whether that be from April 1st to June 1st or October 1st to December 1st. So your club can apply for either one of these application cycles, although you may only receive the grant once per service year. You typically apply for this through Fondant with information about your project. And that includes things like your budget, a brief description of what your project is, and the intended impact. And your club and district must be in good standing to apply. If you get approved for the grant, you have 1 year to complete the project, and you're also required to fill out a completion report in order to kind of acknowledge where you were able to spend that money, as well as the impact that your project was able to have on your local community. Benefits of the Tomorrow Fund are that it really helps enable clubs and districts to complete those large scale service projects without needing to necessarily only worry about funding, while also providing some type of incentive for you guys to get into good standing. Um, as someone that's gone through and reviewed a lot of these applications in the past, my best piece of advice for any clubs or districts that are applying are to make sure that you provide a really detailed budget of what your event is. When we review it as an international board, besides looking for projects that are impactful, we also try to emphasize projects that are sustainable, where just like where you're not 100% dependent on the Tomorrow Fund funding, but instead using Tomorrow Fund funding to potentially help expand or build on those projects. Additionally, I always recommend for clubs and districts to try to go in as much detail as you can about your project idea. Like, be a little bit more specific in terms of where what communities this project may be impacting, as well as how you're hoping to use this project to develop your leaders in CKI as well. And then with after those two application cycles, so for applications that are submitted between April 1st to June 1st, those applications will be reviewed and confirmed at International Convention at the final International Board meeting. Then, any projects that are submitted for consideration between October 1st and December 1st are reviewed at our winter board meeting for the International Board, which typically occurs in January. Then, another amazing opportunity that we have as a membership benefit is our international partnerships. Currently, we have three amazing partners that we partner with on the international level, including UNICEF USA. So, this would be the Brick by Brick partnership that I mentioned a little bit in the beginning. Outside of that, we also have our Active Minds partnership, which basically supports mental health awareness as well as mental health education for students all around the world on their respective campuses. Then we also have Nature's Conservancy, which is a brand new partnership that works to support conservation in over 70 countries. So these three partnerships are something that we're really, really proud to promote in CKI, and they provide additional means for leadership development as well as engagement for all of our leaders as well. This year, to help with that, we also have the Service Programs and Partners Committee, which is led by our international trustee, Emily Daly. And basically, that international committee is primarily responsible for going and figuring out how we're able to take advantage of these partnerships to offer different events, whether and opportunities, whether that's in terms of like leadership opportunities or just events that we're able to offer for our members as well. Okay, so with that overview of our member benefits on the club, district, and international level, I wanted to close us off tonight with a brief overview of our international goals. So each year, the international board is able to come together and kind of decide on their primary goals for the service year. And with that, I'm proud to talk about some of the goals that my board and I were able to decide on during board trainer this past July at Kiwanis headquarters. To start us off, we wanted to kind of outline what our big vision for this service year would be. And on that note, we were able to finalize four different topics. First, we wanted to move towards membership growth and sustainability. Obviously, this is one of the central goals that we faced every single year. And for us, this continues to be our guiding vision and guiding principle for this service year. Under that, we wanted to focus on a few different ways that we wanted to actually meet this. First, to help facilitate membership growth, we wanted to continue building on the Key Club to CKI pipeline as well as Kiwanis family relations. Talking a little bit more about this, there's a lot of ways that you guys are able to help with this as well. On the international level, this year we're proud to offer the Kiwanis Family Relations International Committee, which is going to be working directly with Key Club International leadership to find different ways that we're able to build on that relationship within the Kiwanis family. However, outside of our work on the international level, clubs and districts are also able to play their own part in helping us to facilitate those relationships as well. For example, for your clubs or your districts, you can do things like hosting a Keys to College webinar, where you're basically providing, whether it be like college application advice to high school seniors, or like some type of webinar to talk a little bit more about what that transition to college looks like. By offering those types of events to Key Club graduating seniors, that helps to not only help them with the transition into college, but also helps get CCAT on their radar early. This past year, we were able to use these networks in order to help us gauge interest in CKI. And from that, we were able to gain over 700 Key Club members that expressed direct interest in potentially learning more or joining CKI. So continue to push these events as they're a really, really great way for us to continue building those networks and building those connections. Then we're also really excited to be continuing to support international countries and territories within CKI, just because we know that obviously while we have international territories like Western Canada, Eastern Canada, as well as the Caribbean district that are districted. Outside of that, we also have a lot of other territories that are undistricted, but that also remain an integral part of our CKI family. As a result, we wanted to really heighten our focus there to continue ensuring that they feel included and like a part of our community. And then finally, on that note, earlier with our programs like UNICEF, Active Minds, and Nature's Conservancy, we also wanted to promote our different service programs and partners and continue facilitating engagement with each of them. Overall, these four goals really serve as the foundation for our year in service, and together with your hard work and help on the club or district levels, we can make these goals a reality for the service year. And then finally, when it comes to recruitment for membership growth and sustainability, some really great strategies that you can begin incorporating right now include Strive for 10, where basically instead of thinking on the large scale, being like, oh, this year we want to grow our membership by 500, instead we can take small actionable steps by encouraging each of your clubs to strive for 10 new members for this year. By breaking it down into a smaller chunk and thinking of it on a smaller level, that can help us take small steps to eventually have a large impact on our organization as a whole. Then we also encourage clubs to start some type of bring a friend initiative, where basically for your members that are already inside of the organization, encourage each of them to bring one new friend in each meeting. And hopefully from there, you'll be able to build that sense of community and help expand your individual clubs as well. Finally, the last thing for tonight is just reviewing over some of the numbers that we've set for this year. To kind of map up our year in service, we went ahead and decided to focus on some specific numbers. And for our dues paid membership, our strategic goal is to hopefully hit 6,750 dues paid members by the end of the 2025-26 administrative year. So that would be by next September 30th. Our reach goal is 8,000. Then for dues paid clubs, we're hoping to hit 325 as our strategic goal, and then finally have a reach goal of 350. For new club charters, our strategic goal is 30, which if we're able to continue our momentum from this year, we should have no problem surpassing that. And then finally, our reach goal is 45. Then for club reactivations, we're hoping to reactivate a total of 15 clubs for a strategic goal and then 25 clubs for a reach goal. Then, to continue facilitating those relationships with Key Club, in terms of Key Club family events, we're hoping to host at least four events for this year. And then finally, for the different fellowship events that we offer, so basically those individual membership socials, we're hoping to reach at least 280 total registrants across all of our events for this year. Obviously, these numbers can seem pretty daunting at first, but like I said on the previous slide, don't let these numbers intimidate you. Instead, think of your club as an individual player that can play a small step that will ultimately create that will help us take an even larger step as an organization to continue building up CCAT and continue pushing our organization forward. So, with that, that's basically everything that I had from my end. Thank you so much for joining us for tonight. At this time, I'm happy to open up the floor to any questions that you guys have, or kind of just do like a brief conversation amongst everyone attending the call tonight about anything that may be on your mind at this point. So, that's all from my end. Any questions from the audience?
I unmute.
Oh, you actually just muted yourself. I think it didn't work, Joan.
Hello. I don't have a
There we go.
question. I do have a comment. High Point University, High Point, North Carolina, is doing their third Miss High Point U on October 18th. If you're anywhere nearby, come visit, come on and watch it, or make a donation online. Carolinas District will find you the website and all that. My we're not going to do trick or treat for UNICEF because we're already at over $12,000 and we're 18 days away from the event. So we didn't want conflict. But everybody else, go raise some money for Brick by Brick. It's an awesome, awesome project.
Yes, awesome. Thank you, Jonan. Heavy emphasis on their Miss High Point University pageant. Last year, whenever I was serving as an international trustee, I actually got invited out to be a judge for it. And it was a really incredible experience. They put on an amazing show, and it was amazing seeing how they were able to raise over $30,000 for charities. So, first, huge congratulations for all the success that you guys are having. And I can't wait to see how far you guys are able to take the pageant this year. But definitely, for anyone that's in the area, please go and check it out. It's an amazing production, and it's amazing to see what our leaders are able to do. And if you're not able to go, definitely check it out online as well. There's a lot of amazing ways that you can continue to support the girls as they're doing their annual pageant for this year. But yeah, thank you again, Joan, for all the hard work that you as well as the rest of your club have been doing. Like you guys have been making amazing contributions towards our Brick by Brick initiative, and we wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for you guys.
Oh, I love my CKI group. They're just the best.
Yes, 100% echo that. Awesome. Anyone else with questions, comments? What's on you guys' mind? Feel free to raise your hand, drop it in the chat, or just unmute.
Will this recording be available later?
Yes, this recording will be made available on our CKI YouTube channel in case there's any advisors that weren't able to join us for tonight. Any other questions? Okay, if not, the last thing that I have for you guys, please go ahead and fill out this feedback survey. Throughout this service year, we're hoping to have around 3 advisor calls, and we want to make sure that we're using these calls as an opportunity to be really helpful and impactful for all of you guys. So please go ahead and scan this QR code and fill out a short survey, basically just to let us know what you may think about these calls, what you may want to see in our next one, as well as other ways that our organization can help to support you as well. And then Josh, if you're able to, could you please go ahead and drop that in the chat below?
Jonathan, maybe while folks are doing the survey, somebody asked if you have any ideas to help energize students on campus right now.
Oh, perfect. Yes. Sorry, I completely missed that question. I think right now, obviously, A lot of clubs may have already done their recruitment, or if you're just regardless of whether you're just getting started or whether you've already started having meetings for this year, I think it's really, really important to emphasize the fellowship aspect. Obviously, regardless of how strong your momentum was in the beginning, the biggest priority is making sure that you're able to keep that going for the rest of the year. And my advice would be to start planning socials early. Just because while a lot of people will show up for the meetings, you really want to use those socials to help establish that sense of community. You can do something as simple as like a movie night or do something fun like a karaoke night with all of your students. But having different events like that that people are able to look forward to are a really, really great opportunity to energize students and get them more engaged with CKI as well. Then, outside of just the community aspect, I think get a start on service projects as early as possible. Obviously, people join CKI primarily for service and leadership and often stay for the fellowship. So make sure that you're also getting those projects started early to get that up and running and to show people what impact we're able to have on the community. For example, last year with my club, we were able to target having some type of small service project during every single club meeting. And then we also dedicated ourselves to having one large scale service project each month as well. So having some type of consistent schedule like that for both your service projects as well as your socials can be really helpful in motivating and energizing students as well as helping to retain them throughout the year as well. Yeah, anything else from anyone? And then yes, I see some ideas being thrown around in the chat as well. And then I think my final notes for this year, when it comes to your individual clubs, one of the biggest things that I want to emphasize is please, please, please loop in your Kiwanis clubs. Obviously, a lot of clubs have a sponsoring Kiwanis chapter. For this year, one of the big goals, alongside just building relationships with Key Club, we also really want to emphasize building that CKI to Kiwanis pipeline as well. The same way how Key Club members represent our future, CKI is also the future of Kiwanis. So please, please, please help continue to build those relationships with Kiwanis as well. And Kiwanis is one of our strongest assets when they're able to support our organization. And that starts on the club and district level by building those relationships. So encourage your club leaders to reach out to your Kiwanis clubs, to be engaged with them. And whether it's by participating in their meetings, going to their events, or even just looping them in whenever there's service projects or major things going on your clubs as well. That's one of the biggest ways that we're able to emphasize that sense of community within CKI as well as the Kiwanis family. And then I see Linda with her hand raised. What's up, Linda?
Thanks. Thank you, President John. I think one of the most important things in reaching out to their Kiwanis clubs too is volunteering to participate in the Kiwanis events and inviting them to participate in the CKI events, and not just to be the hands-on helper, but offer to be a part of a planning committee of a project between the two. Work together, because I think you would be surprised at how much mentoring you can provide to the Kiwanis Club, as much or more so than they may always present to you.
Yes, heavy, heavy emphasis on that. Whenever I think about our relationship with Kiwanis, I always think of it as like a symbiotic relationship. Not only are Kiwanians helping students with their leadership journey individually, students are also able to contribute back to that sense of community and contribute to those service projects as well. And like I said, I truly believe that CKI members represent the future of Kiwanis. So it's a two-way relationship. So like we mentioned, please reach out, please build those relationships and spend a lot of time and energy there, because I really think that spending time on building those relationships has strong implications on the success of both of our organizations. When we succeed together. Awesome. So if there's no other
Jonathan?
notes, oh, sorry. Yes, go ahead.
Just said one thing. We came up with an idea during our GLC. One of the things we want to put out, and I thought it was kind of neat, is doing a swap the gavel between the Kiwanis Club CKI, maybe CKI and Key Club. Get more interactions, get them going to the different meetings. So that's something we're going to try and do in our district.
Wait, yeah, I love that idea, Eric. As you guys are trying that out, keep me in the loop. Let us know how it's going. We'd love to learn more about it. And like, if it goes well, that's something that we can definitely think about and sharing with other districts as well. And also tell your governor to share that idea with the other governors as well.
Take pictures and get permissions and send them to us. We can write a story.
Yes, we can get you guys featured in an article, and we can get you guys featured on our Instagram. And oh, yes, that's another note as well. Is like if your clubs ever do anything amazing that you guys want us to shout out, don't forget that we publish articles throughout the year as well. And we also have social media as a great way of highlighting you guys. From my perspective, I really want to highlight all of the amazing work that we are doing on the club and district level. So as you guys are doing your events throughout the year, please, please, please tell us, like send us photos, shoot me an email. I'll drop my email in the chat box. But if you guys ever have anything that's going on, like please tell us, because we'd love to highlight all the amazing work that you guys are doing as well. And then I see, oh, yes, Jennifer brought up a really, really good point. Don't forget to get freshmen involved in the first year ambassador program. So a few years back, CKI officially wrote out the first year ambassador program, where we basically are encouraging clubs to create a dedicated position for first year students as a way of helping them to dip their toes in leadership early on. And through that, they're able to start their leadership journey in CKI a little bit earlier. And hopefully through that, eventually turn that into multiple years of leadership within our organization and within the Kiwanis family. So definitely promote that as an amazing opportunity for your clubs. And then I see Kyle left left one of his event ideas in the comment box about Pancake Day. Awesome. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, any other notes from anyone?
I think
Yes,
I'm
Joan,
gonna,
what's up?
I think I'm gonna recruit a couple of our club's CKIers and to our Pancake Day committee. They may have
Yeah,
some new ideas.
that'd be super great.
And I just thought of it. I was like, oh, wow, instead of just having them come work, let's give them a little training. And if you see a tail, that's one of my cats.
Yeah, awesome. And then I know Josh just dropped a comment in the chat box as well. Oh, yes. On the new Kiwanis Engage portal, we do have a Find a Club map that is accurate now. I will say that. I know our Find a Club website used to be inaccurate, but it has been updated to reflect all of the current clubs that exist in CKI. So please continue sharing that with your clubs to help that with your within your district for any members that may not know where to find a club. Okay, awesome. If there's no other questions, that's basically all that we had for tonight. And the last thing that I'm going to close off with is, I know it's super early. Icon isn't happening until next July, but please start thinking about this for your clubs as well as for your districts. The next year's international convention is going to be taking place from July 1st to July 3rd, 2026 in Dallas, Texas. So quick fun fact, Dallas and the hotel we're going to be having international convention in is the Hilton Anatole. And I've told this story like a million times, but basically for me, one of my biggest, the exact moment where I decided to join CKI was actually at my first and only ever Key Club District Convention back in my senior year of high school. And there I remember learning all about the district and international level of Key Club and thinking, oh my God, I wish I had more time, because that's something that I didn't really get to engage with in my time in Key Club. Around that same time, we also had the CKI district governor at the time come in and give a short speech about CKI. And from there, I was immediately motivated. And I was like, you know what? When I get to college, I'm going to join CKI and I'm going to see how far I can take it. I want to explore all the different things that I didn't get the chance to do the first time around. And obviously, as you guys can tell, the story panned out really well. I now serve as international president. But the fun fact is, I'm originally from Houston, Texas. So I was in the Texas-Oklahoma district. And the exact hotel where I went to district convention that inspired me to join CKI, the Hilton Anatole, is the exact same hotel where Icon, where I'm going to be retiring, is going to be taking place in a year as well. So the same exact hotel that inspired me to join CKI is also where I'm going to be finishing my time in CKI. So please come out, celebrate with me, celebrate with the rest of our CKI members on our amazing year in service. And even though we're still many, many months out from that, like start getting that on people's radars early. It's going to be an amazing event. We're going to be together with Key Club this year, which we're super excited about. And I can't wait to hopefully see all of you guys as well as your students there as well. Don't forget, Icon is not only for the students. We always invite our advisors to come along as well, to engage in that community building as well. So with that, that's everything that we had from our end. Thank you so, so much for joining us for tonight's advisors call. And feel free to stick around if you have any other questions. But yeah, that's it for tonight. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Hey, Jonathan. Sorry,
Yes.
as you're closing up, this is Sean from Ohio.
we've already had a couple of clubs ask us for pricing for Icon because they have to put in budgets into their schools. I know that Elizabeth is on the planning committee, so it is honestly her home club that's asking the question. So I did forward some information to her, but just know we're starting to get clamorings from our club that they have to submit budgets to their schools. So I don't
Yes,
know
definitely. Yeah.
when that information will be available.
Yes, yeah, we actually talked about it today because I know we got some questions from our members about that. And we should be getting the information up on our website really, really soon.
Sean,
And
I'll
then
send
if
it over as soon as possible. I got you. We're at like, yeah, I'll send it over what we have so far.
Terrific. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
yeah, of course, happy to help. Any final notes from anyone? Okay. If not, thank you again for joining, guys. Have an amazing service year. We'll see you at the next call.